Yo, what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my series recap to the series victory over the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the New York Mets won 2 out of 3 games, and they won yesterday's rubber game on YouTube, which was a crazy broadcast to watch. I don't know if any of you guys enjoyed that because we definitely missed out on Gary, Keith, and Ron. But in this video, again, I'm going to be talking about all 3 games. The first game that Jacob deGrom went out there and pitched an absolute gem and got a hit. Game 2, we lost. And then yesterday's game, we got a lot of awesome things to talk about, whether it's the offense coming together, Francisco Lindor hitting the ball finally, Pete Alonso returning with vengeance, hitting the ball out of the park, getting a bunch of RBIs, James McCann, the pitching staff, everything. There's a lot of positive things to talk about with these New York Mets because we are 27-21. We have a 4.5 game lead in the NL East, which is the largest lead, I'm pretty sure, in baseball. And man, we're only getting healthier, and the New York Mets are trending upwards. So I'm excited to get into this. I'm sorry I have not been posting a lot of consistent content here in Mets Media, but guys, I'm going to be going all in from here on out. As you guys know, I have a bunch of other YouTube channels about the New York Knicks and the New York Jets and then the NFL, NBA, so it's been really hard for me to balance. But now that the Knicks are officially out of the playoff run, I'm going to put all my energy into the New York Mets because I feel very left out. I'm very unfortunate that I was not able to make content for these past couple of weeks, but it's been very hectic. But now, again, guys, if you're not subscribed to Mets Media, make sure you do so because I'll be posting a lot of Mets content all throughout the rest of the season. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right in. So first, let's talk about game 1 against the Diamondbacks, a game that Jacob deGrom returned to the mound. Jacob deGrom had 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, and his ERA is down to a .71. This man had an average fastball of 100.4 miles per hour this game, which is absolutely absurd. I'm running out of things to say about Jacob deGrom because every time he goes out there on the mound, it seems to just blow us away. The greatness is insane. He also had an RBI hit. So Jacob deGrom, thank you so much. We appreciate your greatness. We do not take you for granted. And unfortunately, he only got through 6 innings because I guess Rojas is trying to play it smart. This is a marathon, not a sprint. No need to push Jacob deGrom further. And we were up 5-0 when we pulled him out. So I understand why they're pulling him out, but hopefully the next time we see Jake and he pitches 6 innings and only has around 60-70 pitches, he can go 7 or 8 because that's what we know of Jacob deGrom. But again, I'm not complaining. The bullpen did their thing, even though Trevor May did only pitch .2 innings and gave up 2 earned runs, and Trevor May's been struggling as of late, to be honest. But man, Jacob deGrom, we got him the W, and woo, what a game. So let's get into the hitters in this game. Jonathan VR unfortunately had an injury, which was game 3, but in this game he had a hit, and Francisco Lindor had 2 hits. Pete Alonso returns from the IL, first game back, 4 RBIs, a 2-run home run, and a 2 RBI single. So Pete Alonso came back and did absolutely everything he needed to do. I'm happy that he won on the IL with that bruised hand because it was fighting through an injury and it was not playing well, and he didn't even have a rehab assignment, and he still came back and played this great. So it's awesome to have Pete Alonso back. Dom Smith is also getting hot as well. In this game, he had 2 hits of his own, and McKinney had a hit as well. And Peraza had 2 hits. Williams had a hit, and Jacob deGrom had a hit. And Kevin Pillar, with his first at-bat since getting nailed in the face in 2 weeks out, he gets a hit in his first at-bat. It's just absolutely insane. Kevin Pillar is one of the best stories in baseball right now. The grit of him, the toughness that he's shown. A lot of Mets players are looking up to Kevin Pillar, and wow, I'm so happy that he's a New York Met. He's easily become a fan favorite. Now let's get into the game that we unfortunately lost in extra innings, and it was a walk-off. Edwin Diaz, he gave up the first save of the season, and he is not perfect anymore. He was 9 for 9 in save opportunities going into this game, and he comes in and does not get the job done. And then Trevor May, in the extra innings, he gives up a controversial hit down the right field line, and he thought it was foul, and they ended up winning on the walk-off hit. Very unfortunate because Marcus Stroman, he pitched really good, and then he gave up a 3-run home run, I'm pretty sure, and the bullpen just cannot close the door for us at the end of the day. But at the Lindor had another hit. Dom Smith had 3 hits of his own. McCann had a pinch hit, RBI. And I love what I saw from the Mets in this game. I mean, luckily we got the series victory because the Diamondbacks are not a good team. I really wanted to sweep them, but we only had 6 hits as a team. We had 2 errors, and maybe this game just wasn't for us to win. Unfortunately, again, Edwin Diaz cannot get the job done. But let's get into yesterday's game that was featured on YouTube. This was wild. The first inning, we score 4 runs. We had like 6 straight hits. James McCann has a 3-run bomb, and then we're up 4-0 going into the bottom of the first. And then David Peterson gets absolutely shelled, and he has to leave the game, and the score is 5-4 after 1. That's crazy. For those of you guys that watch every single Mets game like myself, that's very rare for the Mets to score that many runs, and it's just as much, and it never happens even with the other team scoring that many runs usually. So it was wild to look at the score after 1 for it to be 5-4. So the MVP in this game, James McCann. This man had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and it looks like he is coming along. And it's going to be interesting to see what Rojas does, since Tomas Nido has been a very pivotal role on this Mets run in May. And James McCann's now hitting, and now that Pete Alonso's healthy, we cannot throw McCann at first base. So it's going to be hard to put Nido and McCann in the lineup at the same time, obviously, since McCann's not going to be able to play first base anymore. But Lindor had 3 hits as well. His average is up to 209. It's a good thing that Lindor is hitting. Where are all the Lindor haters at? Because I knew Lindor was going to find it eventually. He's going to find his rhythm. All he needed is a couple of games where he gets multi-hits and he gets the confidence, and then he's going to start breaking out. I have the utmost confidence in Francisco Lindor to have a very good rest of this season. Pete Alonso, he had 2 hits of his own. Pilar had 2 hits. Dom Smith had 3 hits. This was just a crazy game for the New York Mets at the plate. We had 16 hits as a team, and unfortunately, we are left with a strained hamstring. We don't know the extent of this injury, if it's going to be day-to-day or he's going to have an IL stint. Hopefully, he's okay, because he's definitely one of my favorite Mets players on this team. The ability to get on base, he's been the leadoff role ever since that Nimmo's been injured, so hopefully he'll be okay. And when it comes to the pitchers in this game, it was a bullpen performance because Peterson got shelled. He gave up 5 runs, and then Gazelman pitched 3.2 innings, only gave up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and 0 runs. Lugo had his first performance of the season since returning from the injured list, and he did not have the best game. He pitched 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 strikeouts. I'll take that, actually. You can't expect Seth Lugo to come out of the pen in his first game of the season just be absolutely dominant. So hopefully Lugo can perform well at the next time he sees the field. And then Edwin Diaz, he bounces back. The first game that he let up a save in game 2. He got rattled, and unfortunately it did not work his way, but you love the resiliency from Edwin Diaz. He did not want to blow 2 saves in a row. He comes in the 9th inning, and we have an opportunity to close the door and win the series, and that's exactly what Edwin Diaz does. So that's great to see Edwin Diaz bounce back, because he easily could have just, lost the confidence and easily gave up another save, but that's not what he did. And we got to give Pete Alonso the credit for getting the game-winning RBI as well, and we also have to give the credit for Francisco Lindor getting on base. He had an opposite field nuke, and probably would have been a home run in any other ballpark, but Chase Field is has very big fences, so it ended up being a double for Francisco Lindor, and then Pete Alonso was the guy that brought him in. So awesome stuff from the New York Mets, guys. We are in first place, and we're going up against the San Diego Padres, who are red hot, one of the best teams in baseball. Actually, I think they just are struggling recently against the Chicago Cubs, but we know how talented they are, and we got Darvish on the mound against Walker tonight, and then it's going to be a really interesting series. So stay tuned for my thoughts of the Padres series coming up. I appreciate all you guys staying tuned on Mets Media. I know I've not been posting consistently, but I will be from here on out. So if you guys are not subscribed to Mets Media, make sure you do so. And guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's go Mets. Peace.